The number one thing that's been on Chiefs Kingdom mind all week is what is going on with Rashee Rice. Well, we're going to dive into that injury update as well as take a deeper look into the wide receiving room because it's slim. So do the Kansas City Chiefs need to make a move? Well, let's find out and let's get the chit chat and let's have some fun. Chiefs Kingdom, we're not going to dance around it. We're going to get right into it because we've waited long enough. Let's get to the point. Let's discuss Rashee Rice because now it's almost been a full week since the Chiefs took on the Chargers and Rashee Rice received a brutal blow from Patrick Mahomes off an interception, and we still do not know what's going on. Honestly, all we have heard is reports that he has severe knee swelling, and severe may be overblowing it, but man, when you don't know any ligament damage, any ACL tears, any PCL tears, I think it labels it perfectly. What we do know is Rashee Rice was officially placed on injured reserve, means he will miss the next 4 games, but that's minimum. We do not know how long that can go throughout the season or if he may miss the entire season still. That still keeps Chiefs Kingdom in limbo, in agony, wondering if we will get the star receiver back. Another thing we do know is next week on the Kansas City Chiefs bye week, he will go to Dallas and he will get a second opinion. It will actually be more than a second opinion. He will get his knee scoped, and that's where we will find out what is actually going on with that knee. I'm 50-50 on this. Like, I've been going back and forth with it all week. Initially, when you come out on Monday and you hear severe knee swelling, but no ACL tear off at MRI, it's like, okay, he will miss time, but he won't miss the whole season. Now, I don't know. It's literally day to day where it's like, it could literally still be torn. And we just need to wait for the knee scope. And that's when we get our definitive answer. Right now, it does look like he is going to miss a lot of time, if I had to say bare minimum, and knocking on wood and praying that is no ACL tear. We may see him at the end of November, early December, which would be great because the Kansas City Chiefs need him, but they can lose him for the rest of the year as well, as mentioned, if it is ACL tear. And then you can lose him next year, too, with a looming suspension over his head. So that would suck not to see Rashee Rice on the football field for a long time, but we just got to be hopeful for any outcome and just hope he has a speedy recovery and he is the football player we all come to know and love. But now with that, it is slim, and I mean slim pickings in the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiving room. And it is crazy to think, because if you just rewind a month ago, this was Patrick Mahomes' best weapons he's ever had. And now he's literally back down to the core he had last year, which is bizarre, which is nuts, which creates a lot of trade rumors, and they are swirling heavy around Chiefs Kingdom, and some of them are ridiculous. They are bizarre, but we are going to dive into them, and I'm going to let you know what I believe Kansas City should realistically go after. So let's knock off the bizarre ones right away. And the bizarre ones is Davante Adams and Tyreek Hill. Chiefs Kingdom, I know you've seen those flying around, and as fun as it would be, as crazy as it would be, it's just not going to happen. And the Raiders are even enticing it a little more because they're literally putting the Kansas City Chiefs name and reports. The recent reports are showing that the Chiefs are interested, but aren't interested in the price point because Davante Adams' contract is steep. Now reports are saying, well, the Chiefs would be interested if the Raiders took on some of that money. Come a little closer. The Raiders will not do a deal with the Kansas City Chiefs, and even if they take money, this is prime Raiders working with the media, hoping they can up the ante that the teams will think the Kansas City Chiefs are interested and have teams like the Jets, the Saints, the Bills, the Ravens get to their asking point. Davante Adams will not be a Chief, so let's cut that out. And also, Tyreek Hill, he trolled y'all. He really thought y'all was buying in that he wanted traded, and then it let Chiefs Kingdom believe, hey, come back to KC. It would be great to have again. It would be phenomenal. he is not wearing a Chiefs jersey in Chiefs Kingdom, and it ain't happening this year as well. The Kansas City Chiefs will not overpay for a wide receiver, and specifically in Tyreek Hill. We know how much Brett Veach loves his money, and we know how much Brett Veach loves his draft capital. It just is not going to happen specifically with Hill and not Adams as well. So let's knock off those dreams because they won't become a reality. Now, the best wide receiver I think the Kansas City Chiefs could trade for is Amari Cooper. I think with what he has remaining on his contract, what the Chiefs can take on fits perfectly. Also, the Cleveland Browns aren't really good this year. That's a positive. So if Chiefs Kingdom and the Kansas City Chiefs really want Amari Cooper, that means you're rooting against the Browns every game, and he's a veteran. And he also brings a different kind of skill asset that the Chiefs aren't very familiar with in their core. And I think it would be a huge asset. And then you get a guy back like Hollywood Brown in the future. Cooper, Hollywood Brown, and Worthy would be a great trio if Rashee Rice is out for the year. And honestly, even if Rashee Rice is out until November or December, this is something you still explore. And we even heard the rumors beforehand that before Rice got hurt is the Chiefs were interested in a receiver. This could be the case as well. I think it would be a fun tandem. I would welcome Amari Cooper. I know he has his issues dropping the ball. We've seen it throughout his whole career, but it's not anything crazier than we've seen with Sky Moore or Kadarius Toney. And also the risk reward factor. At least you get a reward with Amari Cooper, something you weren't getting with Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore. This is one I would be on the brink, like 50-50. I could see the Cleveland Browns striking a deal with the Kansas City Chiefs because they don't really care. And when it comes to if they're losing a lot of games and they're having a dumpster fire sale, they just want to get the best offer. And if the Chiefs offer the best deal, I can easily see the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns making a deal. It's just, when will that happen? And that brings me to my next point. If and when the Kansas City Chiefs would trade for a wide receiver, because they need somebody. And I'm not talking high end, but they need depth, that's for sure. Because even McCole Hardman ended up on the injury report today. When I say it's getting slim, Chiefs Kingdom, it is getting really slim. And I know how the Chiefs are going to go about it. And it's not the way I want them to go about it. There's a reactive way and there's a proactive way. And let's dive into both. And let's dive into the negative one, which is reactive. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are 4-0. Surprisingly so, the defense has carried this team throughout the offensive struggles. I can easily see Brett Veach wanting to know what this wide receiver core is going to do now without Rashee Rice and without Hollywood Brown, and see if it jeopardizes any games. And then the Chiefs are going to have to lose 1 or 2 games before Brett Veach dives into the trade market and says, okay, we need someone because we can't just keep falling downhill, rolling downhill. We need to add a piece to get back on track, which I really hate. Like right now, you got something good going on, and I believe you need to be proactive. That's why if you're going to get a guy, now is better than ever. Like I mentioned, you're 4-0. You're taking on a feisty Saints team who this game can go either or. They got a great defense, and they showed they had an offense that could put up points. I really am undecided on how Monday night's going to go because the Chiefs are literally decimated with weapons, and it can go back and forth, and it could be one of those stressful games. But if the Chiefs do drop that game, it's like, damn, are we literally going to blame it because Patrick Mahomes had no one to throw to and we see our weapons disappear? I don't want that. And also, if the Kansas City Chiefs trade for someone today, I'm very well aware they're not playing on Monday, but it gets them prepared to after the bye week. Because what's another thing we really commonly hear around Chiefs Kingdom is, oh, it takes a lot of time to learn Andy Reid's system. Then trade for a receiver now. Don't wait till week 8. Come on. If you trade for a receiver at week 8, he's still got to learn the system. Of course, if you don't trade for anyone that's not already familiar with the system, and then that could go into end of November, and possibly if Rashee Rice hasn't torn his ACL, Rashee Rice may be back already. That's why I'm heavy into trading for someone literally tonight, literally in 5 minutes. Throw the playbook in their lap. Let's get them going. Let's get it underway, and let's get them acclimated to the system. Because if not, it's going to be a long process. That's why I think the sweet point may really be until after Monday night's game, win or lose. And I really hope that's the case. I hope the Chiefs don't lose Monday night, but I can literally see the storylines already floating around that. Damn, Mahomes had no one to throw to. The receivers look terrible. We go through this whole cycle we went through last year, and now the Chiefs are really looking for a wide receiver. They're looking for one regardless, so get one. And I think it's going to be mid-tier guys. I would even welcome back guys like Demarcus Robinson. He has shown an uprise in his career since he's left Kansas City. He's not a number one receiver, but he's a great role player. And then you got guys like Darius Slayton out there. I think he can also take the top off as well. Someone to at least be formidable, at least get production in this offense. I think that's key at this point. The Chiefs don't need a star receiver. It'd be fun to see one, but it's not a necessity. Let's just say that. And the thing I'm going to close it off with, and I just really hope, and I really believe as well, is that the Kansas City Chiefs learned a lot from last year. I know they were Super Bowl champions. I know they were back-to-back champions now, but the receiving core was a mess, and they didn't do anything, and they waited to the very end to add a player, which then was McCole Hardman. I don't want to see them go down that same road. I don't want to see the offense keep sputtering back and forth. I want them to be proactive more than reactive, add a piece, make sure we keep this offense going or get going. That way the defense doesn't have to win every game, and let's keep winning games. I know undefeated is not a realistic goal, but I'm not planning to lose games either. Let's put the best team forward and win some football games, because right now it's great that we're 4-0. But man, if I wasn't a Chiefs fan, and even as a Chiefs fan right now, we don't deserve to be 4-0, specifically what the offense is putting out there. The defense is playing lights out, but what happens when the defense doesn't show up? Then it gets really iffy. The defense shouldn't have to be always carrying us. It's time to show support on the offensive side of the ball, and let's see what happens. Right now, the running back room is getting hurt. That's another thing we'll discuss later on, as Kareem Hunt got injured as well, a shoulder injury. Hopefully, he's good to go Monday night. If not, we may see Clyde Edwards-Helaire back. And then the receiving room, it's a mess. It's a mess. And the heavy load is going to be put on the rookie, which right now, I really believe Xavier Worthy is just a complimentary piece, which is not bad. It's not an insult. It's not something he was ready to be thrown into to be a number one guy, but that's what may need to be asked for him. And we're going to find out real quickly if he lives up to it, specifically in the Saints game, because he's going to be running a wide receiver route tree that he better have learned quickly. It's not just going to be A, go get that deep ball. It's going to be A, let's make some good possession catches. So you guys are going to see me stressed out Monday night watching the Saints. And win or lose, it's going to be me heavily zoned into this receiving core. But those are my thoughts and opinions off this crazy week where we really didn't get no answers with Rashee Rice. We really didn't get no answers on what the direction is for the wide receiving core. But it's still good. We're still going to see how we're moving forward. I'm eager to see what they're going to do, but most importantly, I'm eager to see what the players on this roster are going to do. I'm going to highlight Xavier Worthy because he has run to the occasion already. He's already had more yards in his first 4 games than Rashee Rice, so that's a huge positive outlook. It's now, Juju, how are you going to look? You're definitely going to play the Rashee Rice role, and I just have my fingers crossed because he can play the role very well. But the reason the Kansas City Chiefs didn't re-sign him to a big contract was because of his knee as well. So there's some injury risk there. So it's all iffy. It's all up and down. And I'm hoping someone will make a play. Maybe it'll even be White Jesus himself and Justin Watson. But with that, Chiefs Kingdom, I'm going to close off my mini rant. Can we call it? Yeah, we'll call it that, right? That's what the Chiefs do to me. They make me talk my thoughts, and then we go all have a discussion about it. But hey, I'd love to know what y'all are thinking. Please do jump in the comments down below. Let me know if I'm crazy. Let me know if you agree with me, and let's just talk good Kansas City Chief football. With that, I'm closing off this video. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you did like this video, please hit that big thumbs up. I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.